My name is Suzanne Wagner, and I'm one of the founders of an incredible event called the Wild Women Symposium. Today, we are talking to Reese Morrell, who is one of our facilitators that is going to be teaching at the Wild Women Symposium, which will be in the fall of 2015. It's going to be October 2nd through 4th at the Leonardo Center in downtown Salt Lake City. And Reese was at our last event. We absolutely loved her. She came all the way from Baltimore to be with us. And we were so happy that she wanted to come back because she is helping us create this incredible national and global reach as we extend the Wild Women Symposium and we start to broaden into other areas. So hi, Reese, how are you?
Hi, I'm wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne, for having me again. This is an incredible experience, and it's such an honor to be able to work with such a mass of so many healers and so many strong and brave women. I'm really just honored that you were welcoming me back into the fold for another time.
Well, it was so great because it's like, here you are, you came in, and it was like, this is what I love about the Wild Women Symposium. It was like, I've known you forever. Like, until you walked into the door, I had never met you. You know, I'd read your bio, you know, it's like, I talked to you a little bit, you know, but it was like the moment you and I got together, I was just like, where have you been? I was just like, yay, thank God you showed up, right? So now, because you walked in like blind, I wanted you to actually talk about what you saw at the Wild Women Symposium and what your experience was for the Wild Women Symposium.
Yeah, I had the same experience with many women that's like, you know, I've known them, you know, but we've never met. My personal story, I'm a recovered addict, I'm an abuse survivor, every kind of abuse survivor. And, you know, coming into like healing work, emotional and spiritual healing work, it's been really important to me. It healed myself and I want to give back. So when I traveled out to the Wild Women Symposium, it was like, again, it was such a great honor, and it was such an amazing experience to watch these women who had gone through so much trauma, you know, interpersonal or personal, you know, all different levels, and their bravery, you know, to be open to the healing process, to re-break those old wounds, you know, just put it out there, to live in the divine feminine for those 3 days, to just connect with that community. It's watching transformation of people grow into their true selves, to get rid of pain, you know, to embrace love and forgiveness. And it was really, really beautiful. And if anybody feels the pull to go to this event, please go, because your life will be changed. It will be changed just by interacting with the people that are there, going through the embodiments, meeting different women in different phases. You will definitely change your life for the better. And all the different women and different experiences and just sitting and listening, it was so powerful, and I would not have traded that experience for anything. I actually brought a friend of mine from New York City with me, and her life has completely transformed since she went out. She unfortunately wasn't able to make it this one, but she'll be out next year, hopefully. I'm bringing a bunch of people next year with me, family members and such, because it's so great. Definitely, if you feel like you're at a place that you're stuck emotionally or with your life, or you don't know where you're going, or you feel like, I would like to bring my healing to the next level, please come. You will have such a community, such love, such support to bolster you, that you can be a safe place to be open, to let out anything that's negative or anything that's holding you back. So it was beautiful. And it's hard to describe because, again, so many women were able to open up and to connect to their divine selves in such a beautiful way. It's hard to describe, but definitely worth, you know, the time, the money, all of it. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I'm so happy to be able to come out again. And like I said, it's worth it to come out from here. And I'm people, again, getting out from the East Coast and California, wherever. It's definitely worth the time and the money to go.
Thank you, Reese. It's so amazing because I think it's very scary for women to open to their divine feminine, because the divine feminine is sort of chaotic by nature. And it is that place that I was so amazed at you, because like you didn't know us at all. I mean, it's like you just jumped completely. You were like, it feels right. I'm going to follow my intuition. And not only am I coming, but I want to be a facilitator. And we were like, wow, yes, and we talked to you and we're like, oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, so we're open to other facilitators out there that are really also trying to broaden their reach, and they want to open up to a different group of people. And as you and I have talked about, every area in the country has kind of a different frequency, a different flow. And that's one of the challenges with this, that we want to go to different areas and we want to pull from the resources of that area, because every frequency is different. We don't know exactly what that frequency is when we walk in, and we need helpers and people who go, okay, this is how it works over here. If you're in the deep South, obviously it's going to be totally different than if you're in Baltimore, and you have to have a whole different conversation and you have to make that adjustment. Yes. So now you tell us about your work, and I mean, what you do out there in Baltimore. You teach a lot of classes. You have a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, I have my company that I started last year, May, Seraphim Therapies. With that, I offer all natural, holistic healing services, including handmade, chemical-free, vegan bath products. I also do, my whole philosophy is healing from the inside out. So I do health coaching with the metabolic method, which is a health, weight loss, and personal growth. It's not like a Weight Watchers. It's actually a systematic program which breaks down, your physical self-healing, your emotional self-healing, your physical self-healing. So a good friend of mine started that, so I work with her on that in that program. I teach Reiki. I'm a ICRT Reiki master, so I teach classes. I'll actually be out in Salt Lake before the symposium teaching in Reiki level 1 and 2, and after the symposium, a 3-day Reiki teacher master, which is open to anyone who's taken Reiki 1 and 2 through anybody else. I have a couple of books out. This year's been hectic. I was hoping to have another one, but not this year because it's been hectic, but it will be coming. And yeah, I had a Reiki retreat out a couple weeks ago. People from New York City came out to the country to get their certification. I do a lot of online support and counseling for people who are going through recovery or trying to get help and putting them in the right direction. So it's like, again, it's my opportunity to give back, because I had to heal my physical self, my emotional self, my spiritual self, and to be able to give back to that, because there's so many people that need that, and it's hard. And I hope that I can be, a beacon or a light to show that any personal mountain that you have can be moved. Since I moved my own, and maybe you can move yours. It is possible if you're willing to open to the experience.
Absolutely. I mean, you're the classic example that I love. And I think if you're a good healer, you have to have kind of gone through hell and back. I mean, I don't think you can be a good healer with great compassion and understanding if you haven't walked your own walk. And you are that perfect example that, I think people have this illusion that enlightenment means that your life has been sort of a cupcake. And I go, it is not, right? Exactly. So, you're that perfect example of like, look, I'm just like you, and, things go down and they are not fun. And at the same time, you can transcend it. Look at me. I transcended it. If I can do it, you can do it, because I'm like you. And so we've tried to pull facilitators that really have done the inner work. And so they have found enough of their own center that they don't get thrown by all this energy coming at them of 300 other women. Now, at the Wild Women Symposium in the fall, you're teaching a brand new class for us. It's Connecting with Your Third Heaven Resonance. Tell us what that's about.
Well, there was it's the core of it is going to be speaking to people to understand when they get bombarded with negative energy, to help protect themselves, to let go, to embrace forgiveness, embrace the unconditional love that's coming from the universe to them and inside them. There was a new energy that was made aware to us a couple years ago. William Rand was able to get that information and deliver it to us through the ICRT. So I'm giving people a taste of this. We'll be doing a meditation. We'll be doing a little bit of a forgiveness ceremony, really just opening ourselves up to that personal growth, to connect yourself to the Ascended Masters, to those teachers that have gone through the forgiveness. Again, like you said, they've gone through hell and back. So if you can't find your your support here, then maybe this will help you to find your support there. So, again, it's just, I am always a toolbox advocator. So whatever tools I can give people in their everyday, because human existence is painful and it's hard, and you encounter lots of different, stressors. And so this is something to add to that for people, that when they have a horrible boss, or when they have that family member that keeps bringing them down, or when they're just feeling they can't forgive themselves for some mistake or some issue as they're trying to get into recovery, this is kind of that stepping stone to introduce you to those aspects and those possibilities that you can connect with those, to protect yourself, to let go, to be more of your truer self without the interference of the stressors of everyday life.
Yeah, it's so good that you teach the way you teach, because, what we've talked about at the Wild Women Symposium is transitional states. And that as you go through transitions, there are steps along the way. And when you understand that you're in a transitional moment, you're in a transitional state, and you have a stepping stone or a map to work with tools, it calms you down incredibly. And what you teach are these beautiful stair steps, these beautiful tools for transformation. And so not only do you help women in the transitional state, but you actually let them go home with something that they can really hang on to and work with. And I know for myself, it's like, we were laughing before the video that, it's like people think, oh, our life should be so perfect and everything. And my joke is, when you wake up, the karma comes at you faster. But what you and I have is we have tools. So we have tools so that when we think, oh boy, like, here we go back to our tools. We completely fall back into our tools, and we just go through the steps. And there are doorways, there are gateways to get yourself out of a particular state and shift yourself into another state. You're incredibly good at that, but you walk the walk.
Yeah. I think to anyone who's going through anything, or anyone who's going to try to teach someone something, I really do hope that they have walked the walk, because results, I think, speak louder than anything else. And that's another thing, the Wild Women Symposium, people get results. Whatever you go there wanting, you are going to get that result. Guaranteed. It is, you went there for whatever it is that you went there for. If you are open to receiving that, you will receive it. And that's the beauty, is it's kind of like all of a sudden we have opened up a portal to, the divine feminine, in a way that anyone who wants to open their arms to it will get it. And I don't know anything else in the country that does that. So I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I love therapy and I love all the tools, but what I've always loved is experiential workshops, because when you combine energies with other people, you can't stay in your block. You just can't. You can use your own energy to constrict, but when you've got 300 other women opening, I'm sorry, their opening is just going to open you. And I've always moved light years more by doing a weekend event. And sometimes those weekend events are so huge that I'm processing it for years. It's like I'm still kind of continuing to unwind it. And so ladies, if you want to make some big moves, you want to come to the Wild Women Symposium this fall, October 2nd through 4th. At the Leonardo in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. And, this is such a huge event that we have women that this is their thing. They do this twice a year. We do a spring event, we do a fall event. This year, I'm very excited because we're doing it before the, International Religion Conference. And so the Dalai Lama is going to be here the next weekend. So there's this powerful energy coming in from all the religions all over the world. And I see us as a contributor in that energy of the divine feminine and setting the stage. So ladies, come to the Wild Women Symposium. Help us set the stage for the World Religion Conference. It's going to be there. You're going to have a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you, Reese, for talking to me again. I can't wait to see you at the symposium.